How do we divide lots of variables with exponents in these big, large fractions? I'm Adam Reich with wonderfultutor.com. Let's talk about it. Let's start with something simple like x to the 8th over x to the 5th. Well, the simplest way to do this is just to bring that 5 up to the 8 and subtract it, right? So we end up with x to the 8th minus 5. Now, usually you wouldn't write this, but it's important that you know when you do that, you're actually leaving a 1 underneath. Okay, if we keep going, we end up with x to the 3rd, and yeah, we don't have to write that 1 there, right? Okay, pretty simple. Well, guess what? We're also allowed to bring that 8 down to the 5. Let's try this problem slightly differently. Okay, so we have x to the 8th over x to the 5th again. This time, I'm going to bring that 8 down. So it's going to be x to the 5th minus 8. But when you do that, you have to leave a 1 up there. And that one you can't just get rid of. So now we have 1 over x to the negative 3rd. And if you know what a negative exponent means, it means you can just bring it back up to the top and get rid of the negative. So we end up with x to the 3rd. All right. I mean, it's the same answer. Why would we do that whole long version of this problem? Well, we probably wouldn't. So why would we ever use that technique? Well, it would really help you out if the exponent on the bottom is larger than the exponent on the top. Let me show you. If we have the reverse problem where we have x to the 5th over x to the 8th, well, here it makes all the sense in the world. If we bring that 5 down, making it x to the 8th minus 5, and of course that means we've left a 1 up in the top, we end up with 1 over x to the 3rd, and just like that, we're done. We don't have to move anything around or anything like that. Let's try this with a much bigger problem. 8x to the 4th, y to the 2nd, z to the 5th, over 2x squared y to the 6th, z to the 8th. I'll just set us up here with an equal sign and a whole other fraction on the other side. First, obviously, we're going to want to cancel the 8 and the 2. What's the biggest number that goes into them? 2. So 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. And we don't need to write that 1, but we will write the 4 right there. And now let's work on the variables. Since x to the 4th is greater than x squared, let's keep that x to the 4th in the top and bring the 2 up. So we would have x to the 4th minus 2. But now we're getting to the y's, and y to the 6th on the bottom is actually bigger than y to the 2nd on the top. So let's keep that y to the 6th on the bottom and bring that 2 down and subtract it. Same thing with the z's. Z to the 8th is bigger, so we'll bring the 5 down and make it z to the 8th minus 5. The final step will just be actually doing the subtraction, and we get 4x squared over y to the 4th, z to the 3rd. And that is your final answer. Well, I hope this helped you. If you learned something today, go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. My name is Adam Reich, and I'm with wonderfultutor.com, and I'll see you next time.